Don't look under the internet.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Zowie Zowie.
Welcome to Don't Look Under the Internet,
Don't.
a horror comedy podcast.
So
that was
close.
very, like, my brain turned off.
Oh, I saw it turn off. You were like, what are we doing?
Anyone who just watched that, you're going to see, like, my brain shut down for a second. That was weird.
Visible confusion.
I had, like, the fucking control deleted my brain. Anyway, this is Jason to my side,
Hello.
and that's Matt to my, you're over there.
Stank in the butthole or whatever. I've already forgotten my catchphrase.
Oh, it was
right.
what you said that one time.
Fuck. What did I say?
Taint in the
My
taint in the
my
butt.
catchphrase that isn't even something I said.
You're still on catchphrase.
I forgot about that. Someone find that for us. It was like taint in the butthole or something like that.
Put your taint in your butthole or
Yeah.
something like that.
Anyway, and
Something
I'm
to do
I'm Mike. Hi, how you doing?
He's got a taint.
I do have one. Wow.
It's required.
Wow.
The things we learn. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start us off with something
What about Doug?
I like to call. Oh yeah, guys,
No,
Doug's
you
here.
forgot
That's
Doug.
right. Hey buddy, how you doing?
Oh, wait, he's like down there.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah,
All right.
brother.
I can't get over the JD Vans. I hope next time we record, Doug is just wearing like a perm. And is just spinning around in his chair.
Has like a blue
The
screen
first-
behind him.
yeah.
The person who makes like a realistic like JD Vance mask that looks just like that is gonna make millions.
Oh,
Of dollars.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
OP.
That's gonna be the Halloween
2025's
costume this year.
Halloween costume for sure.
100%.
I can't wait to see slutty JD Vance.
I know. I know. I have a feeling somebody's gonna combine JD Vance and Gritty, in,
Oh,
like
God.
the bikini.
What?
Did we even say thank you?
Two of the most fucked up things I've seen in a long time.
Gritty?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Or sorry, what's the female Gritty? Yeah, we're getting wildly off topic.
Whatever.
Is
Anyway,
that what they
I'm
mean
gonna
by
get us-
hitting the gritty?
Yeah.
When I saw a picture of it, I wanted to hit it. Yes. I think
Okay. That's good to know. I'm gonna get us out of this hole here, and I'm gonna go with the old fashioned diluti.
Clap up. Love your head.
Housekeeping. Got a couple people to shout out, which is kind of cool. You too
Bono.
can get
Yeah, you two,
Thank
the
you,
whole
Bono.
band.
yeah,
Thank you.
Bono.
Fucking awesome.
Fucking JD Vance. Thanks.
Unos. Dos. Tres.
So no, if you want to be shouted out every episode, or not every episode, but if you want to be shouted out on an episode, you can give us money as well. What's stopping you, you poor?
$100 a month. We will
Listen,
shout you out
listen,
every episode.
Tariffs don't affect us. Look at it that way. Like you won't be. We're not going to increase the price of the Patreon. Okay, so you don't have to worry about
This-
tariffs
here-
hitting you through us.
It's
You're fine
economics
there.
101. Mike's going to teach you something. right
Yeah, so don't worry about that. Our prices are not going up. We are not affected by the economy.
now. No,
So that's good. Yeah.
we're not important enough.
Yeah. These people realize that. That's why they give us money. I'm gonna shout out Thomas M. Thanks,
Woo! Thank you.
Thomas.
Tom M.
And then I'm gonna also shout out Ethan. Parentheses. The whites boy you know.
The Whites boy.
The whites boy you know.
He's a WKUK.
Hey, you know
The
what?
whites
I'm
boy.
gonna let you just do what you want to do. The whites boy you know. Yeah.
The
does
whites
he-
boy, like whitest kids, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think he's?
I doubt it. Maybe I don't know. That's a super niche thing at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd say I don't think a lot of people know about that.
Sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the two people. That's what we got today. And I just want to say thank you very much to you guys for giving us money.
I've got my
I-
own bit of housekeeping. As everybody knows,
Ooh.
we're streaming live to Twitch now every other
Yeah.
Tuesday. And I have permitted the term house queefing in the Twitch chat, apparently, because because it told me that it had held a message back for sexual terms, and it didn't tell me what it was. And I just clicked allow, and it said, Deludipod has now permitted the term house queefing. So there we go.
We did.
You can say
did it,
that in our
boys.
Twitch chat now.
You're welcome.
You know, that's the change we've been waiting for, I think.
Yeah,
I
honestly.
think that's really going to get us some traction.
this is how we get up in the world. House queefing.
House queefing.
That concludes this round of house queefing. Good job. Wow. So we have to change it to that now, I guess.
It's almost 200 episodes in.
Doug is coming back to some weird shit next record.
He's here now. He's still rotating.
He's gonna get dizzy. Better stop it. So, oh my God. So, do you think? So, I think it's a government conspiracy plan that is actually Doug hiding as JD Vance circling around in that. gift down there.
I have never
think
seen
that's
JD
Doug.
Vance and Doug in the same room.
I think they're the
That's
same
true.
person. Doesn't that sound stupid to say? Kind of like the topic we're talking about,
I
right?
hate you, Thomas.
Kind of like the topic we're talking about today. We're
Yeah.
talking about some pretty dumb and goofy and silly conspiracies that we
Oh,
found.
yeah.
I thought this would be a fun little thing to bring up. Now, some of these you might have heard before, but I think they're worth bringing
I
up.
guarantee
and-
you've heard parts of some of these.
Exactly. Yes. Who wants to go first? Like,
Go
be
first,
bad.
dude. Well, I have 3 things, and my first thing isn't really silly, wacky, off the wall. It's stupid.
Okay, now I'm intrigued.
yeah.
So-
Now you have to go.
Now you have
Okay.
to tell me.
All right.
I'm
fine.
voluntolding you.
All right. So, my first conspiracy, and then I have 2 smaller ones after that, is one that you maybe have heard of before, and it's all about Nazis in Antarctica.
Oh my God!
Oh,
yes.
I love the Nazis in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Especially because a lot of it actually kind of true.
See, that's the thing. Is
We'll
like,
get into that later.
as
but yeah.
insane as this sounds, there are parts of it that are based on fact. So basically, the theory here is that I think a lot of people have heard about after World War II, Hitler and a bunch of Nazis escaped to Argentina.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
it
In a
turns
bunker in the
out
forest.
before they did that, they actually went to Antarctica instead, and some of them are still there to this day. So there are a lot of different variations of this conspiracy theory. But the theory basically says that shortly after World War II, all of the Nazis got in their U-boats and they went to this base in Antarctica where they're hanging out. And the evidence that is used for this is that the U.S. launched an operation called Operation High Jump, and basically what they were trying to do, was establish a base, like a research base in Antarctica, but they had to turn around because they weren't prepared. That's the official
Too many
story.
Nazis.
That's the official story, but the actual reason apparently is that the Nazis are hiding out there, and they fought off the U.S. that were trying to establish the research base with alien technology.
Oh yeah.
I guess it's a little. I guess now's a good time to say. Unfortunately, we're covering this now. This was a topic that Jason and I are very interested in and wanted to make an actual
Like a full-
episode out of.
Well, we can do a deep
we
dive.
still
yeah,
can, yeah. but-
We'll
I'm
just do
not
it
gonna
on
I'm not gonna
Nazi
cover a
weird
ton of
tech.
this in depth. So if we
Yeah.
want to do a deep dive on this eventually, that's fine. But the reason that everybody thinks that everybody, these people that believe this, think
No, you're
that-
right.
think-
Everybody
think that
should
the
believe this,
Nazis
yeah.
are fighting back with alien technology is that there are several accounts of pilots, U.S. pilots, flying near the Arctic Circle, seeing weird lights and shit that they say chased their planes around and made maneuvers that were impossible for. It was impossible that it was just a light because it was moving in certain patterns, but it was also moving around in ways that were impossible for aircraft at the time to actually
It
maneuver.
had this giant robot arm that kept sig hailing. It was very, very weird contraption.
Right. And then some reports also exist of pilots seeing straight up UFOs, so flat disc-like aircraft that chased these pilots around, but they never shot at them. But these sort of aircrafts are actually what coined the term Foo Fighters, because
Yeah.
um,
They're fighting foo for you.
yeah, and which is sure the
I thought you had
inspiration
more
for
to
the
bring to that.
No.
yeah. Jason was
You're
like,
yeah.
fighting Foo for you.
Yeah.
Is that a
So I'm really excited about this topic. and I
you
fucking
say
love
that
it.
as if it's some sort of catchphrase
No, it's not
for
a
like
thing.
an
It's just
old.
the thing that came out of my mouth. That's all it is. I'm just very excited about this topic, and I'm trying to hold it back.
Go for it, man.
No, I'll let you talk about it.
No.
Please.
So there are also actual reports from like ex-Nazis. So a guy who worked with Hitler named Admiral Donitz at one point talked about an expedition that the Germans took from 1938 to 1939, and he's quoted as saying, "The German submarine fleet is proud of having built for the Fuhrer in another part of the world a Shangri-La land, an impregnable fortress." And then he claimed that there was ice-free lakes with warm water that surrounded vegetation, and that they had named their new Antarctic colony Neuschwabenland.
The Schwabenland.
Yeah.
The Schwaben.
So you got people who used to be close to Hitler claiming that the Nazis went to Antarctica in 1938 and established a base. Now you got UFOs and like weird lights and shit that are chasing around U.S. pilots that are flying near Antarctica. And you've got this basically research expedition that the U.S. failed to actually establish a base in Antarctica. And they were apparently driven off by the things that lived there.
Huh.
Yeah, there's so much to it. It doesn't help that like Hitler was very much into like the occult and shit too.
Dude, I would
So
I would read a crossover between Hitler and Lovecraft.
Oh god, the amount of like rituals and like at one point he owned the Spear of Destiny allegedly, to where because he thought it would give him absolute power. That is how people thought he was able to come to power as well, is because he had the Spear of Destiny,
Mhm.
and he died because the legend is once you lose the Spear of Destiny or let go of it, you die instantly. So that people think that's how he actually died too.
Right.
But-
So you can go down a rabbit hole with this because if you follow every other thing that is somehow connected to this, it never ends. For example,
yeah.
like to back up this somewhat, some Redditors found on Google Maps like these weird things on Google Maps that almost look like doors, and they claim that these doors are the entrances to the underground tunnels in Antarctica that the Nazis are living in. Now, this is where this connects to something that I have to bring up from personal experience.
I found a Nazi UFO. in
I
my
used to
backyard.
work with a man. I used to work with a man who not only believed in these Antarctic ice tunnels that the Nazis were hanging out in, he claimed that whenever the Nazis took over control of the New World Order, they were going to take all of the global elite and hide them in these ice tunnels. And what's more is that the instructions for, and I shit you not, this came out of this man's mouth. The instructions for the global elite when they finally decide to take over society for taking all of us and moving us into the new internment camps is hidden on the back of road signs in like some sort of ink that we can't read, so that like in real time
Lemon juice.
or something like that. I don't know. He said it's like these instructions are
Okay.
written on the back of these road signs. And that's kind of where he stopped explaining. So
Next
What else does he have to explain, man?
next rest stop, 14 miles. They're taking the people in Antarctica.
maybe that's what he meant, that it's like hidden in code in the road signs. But the way he explained it made it sound like it was actually maps, like real maps on the back of these road signs.
Okay, I know this is probably splitting hairs. When you say road signs, are you talking about
I'm talking about
like a
like
stop
the
sign
signs
or-
that you see on the side of the interstate. Is-
Okay, so like highways, like the exit signs and shit like that.
Yeah. Or,
Okay.
You know what?
or
I-
I'm
I
also
get it.
assuming the ones that are like, yeah, I mean, I guess they could be stop signs. I don't know. He didn't actually elaborate on that part.
You just
so.
it's signs that are of the street, and there are a lot of those.
Right.
You know what?
yeah.
I get it because I always wondered why they call them oases,
Oases.
and it's probably because it's code for like Brad Pitt to just walk up the highway to see and
Oh,
read and
this
be
is-
like, that's where I'm taking all the people that
This
I'm
is how I
gonna
get
capture.
to Antarctica.
Yeah, this,
The DeKalb
yeah.
Oasis.
So do you just have a bunch of like rich and like celebrity people just perusing the highway? Like, is Gwyneth Paltrow just walking around looking for a sign
it's-
on the highway?
It's the Oases, and you enter through the Panda Express. They have a secret door in the fridge, and that leads you
There
to
you
the
go.
tunnels that connects. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Which is Panda Express is what they're cooking up with all the vegetables and shit that they found
Mm.
near the warm water pockets
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
underneath the ice. Yeah,
The Ludi creates a conspiracy theory.
it makes sense. Well, we're just adding on. We're just adding
Oh, yeah.
on.
that's-
I mean, I don't have a whole lot more to this. There is a couple other things I wrote down, like furthering this theory is that in the 1950s, the British and American military both set off nuclear weapons in the Antarctic. Obviously, they claim that they did that because there's nobody out there and it wouldn't hurt anything.
But what of the penguins?
But really, they were fighting back the Nazis. Obviously, they were trying to nuke the Nazis and get
Yeah.
them out of there. This whole thing was actually started by a Hungarian exile in Argentina. So in 1947, who obviously had seen the Nazis that were hanging out in Argentina. And I guess just like using U-boats to go back and forth between Argentina and Antarctica, who the fuck knows? The ultimate game plan here, apparently, is that the Nazis and Hitler, who is probably still alive by like some sort of crazy Nazi science, are hanging out in Antarctica, and they're building and using all of this alien technology to come up with a game plan to launch the last battalion, which is essentially an effort to start like a Fourth Reich kind of thing, and take over the world. And so,
You know, I love the idea of this type of UFO, unidentified Führer object. I like this concept a lot.
they call like UAIs now or some shit.
UAI?
I think
unidentified aerial phenomena.
UAPs. That's right. That's
UAP.
right.
Yeah.
Well, that
UAP.
doesn't go with my Führer joke.
No,
so
no, it does
I
not.
don't like it. It's very funny that you bring that one up because without going too deep into it,
Unidentified Adolf presence.
Adolf-
yeah,
Adolf.
there you go. Funny enough, it's funny how we all have something to do with Antarctica with our
Oh
topic.
God, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
hell
That's. I think we just
We stumbled across a theme without even realizing.
Antarctica themed conspiracy theories. I
Yeah.
think is what we're doing today.
Mhm.
My other two real quick conspiracies that are actually real stupid that I just stumbled across while I was researching this and trying to find other stupid conspiracy theories.
Mm.
One that I actually saw today just by accident, but the first one is that celebrities are immortal, and this one
I've seen that
I've
one.
heard that.
yeah, this one comes back to you can find a bunch of pictures on the internet where I don't know if you search celebrities are immortal. I don't know if you come up with any. Yeah, you 100% come up with a bunch of fucking pictures. So like, for example, there's pictures of people who look exactly like Nicolas Cage from like way back in the fucking day. There's pictures of people who look like Conan O'Brien. You can find an umpteen amount of these where people have taken a modern photo of a celebrity and then found a photo of somebody from this Nicolas Cage one is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Of someone from like way back in the day who looks eerily similar, and apparently this is proof that like the global elite are immortal and we're all being run by vampires. So that's pretty fucking stupid.
Now,
but-
Matt, I don't want to be a naysayer or anything like that, but couldn't you? Don't they have something called what are they, lookalike competitions
Yeah, right.
where people come out?
Nobody
of the
has
woodwork?
ever accidentally looked like anyone else ever.
That's what genetics are. You
Right.
can't.
That's why they can't ever find stunt doubles for movies because you just
Right,
can't find
never.
anybody who
Nope.
looks similar enough to anybody
Twins
else.
has never existed.
Never. Nope.
Not once.
Funny
Uh,
enough, I found a doppelganger of mine at an IHOP, and we took a picture.
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Yep.
I remember that picture.
He looks just like I did when I was his age. It was very fucking weird.
I'll have to grab the picture from somewhere, but I have a picture of me from high school and a picture of my dad when he was in high school in like the 50s, and they look like the exact same photo, just like
Really?
yeah, like 50 years
Damn.
apart.
Huh.
And then the other one that I have is the gay. I'm not going to be able to find anything to visually represent this, but I wrote this down as the gay beam machine. So
The gay
the
beam.
gay beam machine.
Dr.
Dr.
Robotnik's
Robotnik's
gay
gay
beam
beam machine, right?
This
yeah.
was one that I found, and I'm not even gonna. I didn't even bother to write the guy's fucking name down or what podcast it was, but I saw a clip of this today where a man claimed that on a podcast that the rays that like the X-ray machine at the airport that they stick you through, they turn you gay.
Only
said-
at the airport, though, right?
Only at the airport. He said that
Just
he
the
won't.
X-rays at the airport.
Uh-huh. He said that he will not go through that X-ray machine, and he forces people to pat him down. Like he'll go through there and he'll be like, I ain't going through that machine. You can shove your hand up my ass as far as I care.
Oh,
You're
I'm not gay. Put your hand in
Yeah,
my
I'm not gay. Pat me down, please.
Stimulate my prostate with your hands, please,
Yeah,
instead
fine.
of.
Find the largest, hairiest, burliest man you can, and I will pull my pants off for him. But I'm not going through that machine that makes me gay.
Right, no,
Mhm.
absolutely not. There's frogs in there.
Yeah. The things you stumble across.
Jesus Christ.
I like that one a lot. I hope that's one of those ones that are just like a dumb conspiracy that someone made up as kind of a joke.
I hope.
I really hope so. But someone out there, at least one person believes it.
Well, now he said it on a
Submittable-
podcast, so at least like 10 people are going to believe him.
At
Yeah.
least, yeah. That's what, like, if you shout out like a belief into the ether and somebody happens to listen, the chances that somebody is going to identify with that belief is actually really high.
I believe a toad is the Pope.
Actually, I work with a guy who thinks he's a fish.
There we go. Fish Pope.
And
Well, I'm sorry. Back up. Explain.
Is this my conspiracy theory that I'm going over?
Yes, it is now.
All right, I'll go over this story real quick. I do have another one I want to talk about, though. But work
Can
with
I
a
get this
that-
guy in contact with my road signs guy?
I think, yeah, he'd probably. Oh, so I do want to say he has been wanting to come on this podcast for a while now. Apparently, he has note cards. But I'm scared to invite him on simply because I don't know how long we can just let him talk. But he does think the Pope is actually, and I know that the people listening to this podcast will know what this is. Thinks that the Pope is Dagon, the fish god from fucking old Philistine lore or Lovecraft.
You work in a hospital. Who's this
I
guy cutting on?
know. Oh my!
He's
dude.
cutting on fish people.
Well, he says that the Pope's hat is super big to hide the actual fish head, and the face you see is actually like the Adam's apple or the neck of the creature that is made to like be a person's face to trick us.
Oh, it's like that fish that the tongue looks like a frog. to get
Yeah.
other frogs. to,
yeah,
yeah.
same
okay.
exact concept,
Okay.
but like for an ancient god that is
to talk to people.
a fish with hands that has telepathic
So
powers.
how does that explain all the other popes? Are all of them fish people?
They literally it's the same
Like
god,
reincarnation?
just reincarnated to different bodies.
Oh, huh.
Oh, dude, I had a 3.5 hour conversation with him about this when I was working nights.
So when he dies, and they have the funeral, and his hat's off, and there's no.
No,
Do they just cut that off, or is that a
they don't take
dummy?
the hat off.
No.
They'd sew it to his head,
Oh, gotcha.
so you can't see. Because
Gotcha.
I mean,
okay.
if somebody saw it, it would just blow the whole thing wide open, and we can't have that.
Now expound
But yeah,
upon
that's
the
a good-
part where he thinks he's a fish.
Yeah, where's that when does that
And
come
also,
into play?
I'm a fish.
Yeah. When does that come into play?
I don't know, but
Um,
yeah, that's just a one-off.
I,
Little weird.
I
from
guess
my
I'll go
coworker.
next
Yeah, go
because
ahead.
you said you had a transition from mine to
I
yours.
do.
So
Yeah,
I'll talk about
please.
mine. I had a couple as well. First and foremost, one of my favorites that I want to bring up real quick is the Pope's Audience Hall. And if you just Google Pope's Audience Hall snake and look at the imagery, you're going to get exactly what it is. So
Oh my
TLDR, I'm not
God,
going to
I
go into it
love
deep.
this.
Not going to go into it deep, but people believe that the Pope is actually the devil in disguise, and the Catholic Church has created symbolism around this to basically show people it, but like hide it in plain sight, essentially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you look at the
Boy,
Pope's
do I.
Audience Hall, it does resemble a snake. It's pretty fucking eerie.
I am looking at it, and it does.
It looks like a fucking snake. If you look down the center of the hall, you've got these two stained glass windows on the side that look like eyes, and then in the front look like two fangs.
I don't think you need to like tell me that when I'm looking at this
The
for me to think that. You know what I mean?
Freakiest thing, yes, the freakiest thing is the statue that's behind the Pope. Everyone believes that it's this giant statue, and the theory is that it is a bunch of demons coming from hell. This is the statue that's behind the Pope. It's fucking metal as hell.
It is metal as hell. It
It's
literally looks
dope
like
as fuck.
it
Where-
looks
where
like
can you
Satan
find
is
this
rising
statue?
out of hell.
It's at the Pope's audience hall. So literally, just look up Pope's audience hall, snake, and Pope's audience hall.
And the
demon
my
statue.
god, where does the okay? Does the Pope
Oh,
sit
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
by
yeah.
the
He's-
by the mouth?
Yeah,
Like,
he's
right
in,
under the
he's
mouth.
in the mouth. Yeah, he sits in the mouth.
So the symbolism here could be that the Pope is
See,
the
like,
mouth
there's
of the serpent.
That's literally what it is. Yeah. He's
That's
the
fucked.
devil. He's the mouth of the serpent. Yeah,
That's
what it
super
is.
cool.
It is. I mean, and I kind of believe it because fucking look at it.
Seriously,
Like you don't design a building like this on accident. There's
that looks like
purpose
the
to
river
this.
Styx.
Yeah, there's fucking purpose to this. I love this theory so much, and even the outside. Let me see if I can get a shot of the outside. The outside even looks like a snake's head. Outside. It even looks like a snake's fucking head. It's pretty wild.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
It looks like a
snake's head.
Futurama robot.
It's
more
got
than
the
a snake,
scales on
but
it and
sure.
everything.
You know, I'll give you that, Matt, for sure.
Right. But I think that's a dope
That's
conspiracy.
cool.
It looks
I
like
don't-
Calculon's like love interest. Who Calculon?
Fuck.
I
What was
don't know what her
name?
fucking name is.
Calculon.
Calculon.
Anyway, I just wanted to bring that one up because it's really fucking cool.
Damn.
That's not even
That's
a
pretty
stupid one.
cool.
That's just a cool one.
That's
I
pretty
wanted to
cool.
bring a cool one into the mix. Let me pull up my
this
actual
bitch.
ones here for you.
An-
Your actual one.
Angeline.
Oh god.
I don't remember her. Oh yeah, I remember her now.
Kind
Now
of
I see
looking
the
like her.
picture that you're. Yeah. So I have a couple mini ones that I also want to bring up. First and foremost, we've all heard of this one. Some crazy lunatic lady was spouting it back in like 2016 on Facebook, and it caught a bunch of attention.
Didn't she hold
But-
like a convention around this?
Not a convention around it, but she was in a convention.
And was
yeah,
that's what it
yeah.
was. Yeah.
But it's that Monster Energy is created by Satan to basically indoctrinate
Oh,
the
yeah.
youth. I'm sure you've all seen this one. But TLDR, the marks for the M on the can, the M, it's supposed to be like monster claws ripping, but it looks like 3 individual sixes
Yeah.
in the Hebrew language, or 666. There's not much to that one other than that. And this lady just decided that this was a thing because she doesn't understand that it's supposed to look like a monster claw tearing
Also,
down.
she
And
should
it's
look.
an M.
She should look up when 666 was attributed to Satan because
You
you know
know?
it's recent as fuck.
You know,
Like,
last year.
it's actually yesterday.
But I had to bring that one up just because it's a very well known one and
Yeah.
people are just dumb. This is my favorite one that I'm going to bring up here. So there's a Reddit about this, and I'm going to read the comment to it as well in a minute because I love the comment to it. So there's a Reddit here, and it is on r/cryptids by a user named obvious-scene6298, and it goes: Is Dollar General a front for the government to collect information on paranormal activity? I've heard on a radio show that the government is working through Dollar General and using it to have people come in to give them information on unexplained phenomenon and paranormal things that are happening around the country. This will explain why there's a Dollar General store literally everywhere, sometimes even passing 2 or 3 of them on the same road within 5 to 10 minutes of another. The government is definitely trying to collect any and all information it can on UAPs, aliens, Bigfoot, dogmen, and even ghosts. Anyone have any information on the validity of this government research? And the first comment is, bro, take your med.
Do you remember the Hometown Horrors where Lissa shared her story,
I don't remember the story.
where she worked at a Dollar General and there was a bunch of paranormal shit going on?
Lissa, I know you're not listening right now, but
I think it was a Dollar
Yo.
General, but holy shit.
yo, if that's true,
What?
maybe she has some insight. But
gotta
it's
talk to
not
Lissa.
it's not just this guy. There's a Facebook post on it too that says the conspiracy theory that Dollar General stores are covertly operated by the government to collect UFO information is a modern twist on the classic surveillance narrative. Proponents suggest that these stores are strategically placed in rural areas to monitor and gather data on UFO sightings and activities. These theories parallel claims about the strategic placement and zoning of Walmart and Home Depot, which are also believed by some to be part of a broader government strategy to control and monitor populations. While these ideas lack concrete evidence, they reflect a deep-seated mistrust of corporate and government power. Now, I'm just going to say, I don't need a Bigfoot conspiracy to say corporate conspiracies probably are true and all corporations can go to hell.
Hashtag Walmart.
Hashtag Walmart.
I was
Anyway,
actually talking to
I
my mom about
love-
Dollar General the other day or yesterday,
does she
and she
believe
said
this?
that no, she just said that she heard that the reason that they pop up all over the fucking place because if you get like very far into rural America at all, they're all over the fucking place for like,
Yep.
and it is inexplicable how there will just be like a field, and then there's just a fucking Dollar General, but apparently the company that actually builds those buildings is not connected to Dollar General. So like a company builds the building and then Dollar General just leases the building from them. So
Yeah.
it's not very there's not a lot of like upfront cost for Dollar General to actually set the stores up, which is why they can do it so quickly and they do it really cheaply. And then if that Dollar General were to like shut down, the company that built the building would still have the building and they could lease it to someone else. So it's not like if the store goes out of business, it's a huge loss for either party.
Oh.
Also, Dollar Generals are just really bad for the community. Like Dollar Generals are awful. There he is. Finally, I fucking found him. I believe I think Climate Town is a YouTuber. I think he did a video on why Dollar Generals are bad. But yeah, Dollar Generals destroy local communities and economies, like absolutely ruin them. They're awful for and they're not even a good bargain for what you get. So I highly recommend not shopping at a fucking Dollar General because you actually aren't getting a good deal.
Yeah,
When it
'cause,
comes
like,
down to just
little businesses that operate in those communities. And
little
like,
businesses go under, and also they they sell things, they're cheaper, but you get less in your package.
Right.
Someone actually did the math on
I've
they
seen
took,
that
like,
guy's video. That's the same guy that did the Chipotle like shrinkflation video. Yeah, I love that
yes,
guy.
exactly. He's like, oh yeah, if you get like a pack of spaghetti noodles at like Dollar General, yeah, they're cheaper, but you're getting less out of it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you buy it at like Walmart, you're getting more. Yeah, it's gonna cost more, but it ends
But
up
it's less per
being
ounce or
cheaper.
whatever.
Exactly, it's less cents per ounce. Um, I know anyway, but Dollar General's just there to fucking monitor alien stuff. So what does it matter? You
Yeah,
know?
fuck all that.
Yeah, fuck all that. My other little mini conspiracy. So you want to know the best place to find conspiracies and stupid whack jobs? Quora.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Go to Quora.
I saw on the news. Well, that's Yahoo Answers, but all those people migrated to Quora.
Yep. So here's a Quora that I love here. Why have the major airlines spent decades suppressing teleportation research? Have a number of scientists in the field of teleportation studies disappeared under mysterious circumstances? Why doesn't teleportation exist yet? There's a theory that airplanes don't actually fly,
Okay.
they teleport.
Okay.
And when you're in an airplane
Okay.
and you're looking out the window, it's just a projection in front of you to make you think that you're flying because they don't
They're
want you
just
to
like
know that.
sticking screens on the side of the.
Exactly. They don't
Mm.
want you to know that you're teleporting. And if you're watching a plane take off from inside the airport, no, you're not. Those aren't windows you're looking out of.
What is
They're
the
screens.
benefit of wasting everybody's time like that?
Big teleport, you know?
Why don't they want people to know they're teleporting?
Hey, man. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. Okay.
Okay, are they claiming that I have a lot of questions about this. A lot of
ahead.
questions about this. Are they claiming that it takes 3 hours or whatever your flight is to teleport? Or are they saying that
No,
like
it's instantaneous, but they don't want
play
the
a
people to know
3-hour
that.
movie and then they teleport you?
Yeah, they play a 3-hour movie essentially. And you teleport instantly, but they don't want you to know that.
So but why? Is it so
Why
that
not,
they
man?
can use like the government can use the teleportation technology, but nobody knows they can be
There's
places
no-
instantly?
Whatever answer you want to give yourself to this is the correct answer. There is no answer to this. That is just the theory,
but the
and there's no
conspiracy
answer to it.
every conspiracy theory I've ever heard has a reason. Like
Not this
they-
one.
they're covering it up because the globalists don't want you to
See, you
know
see,
that they can spy on you through your toilets.
well, so the weird thing is they have a camera in my toilet already. Well, the weird thing is there's a couple different theories about this. There's one that there's teleportation. There's another one, like I mentioned earlier, that major airlines are suppressing teleportation technology and research because if teleportation technology does actually catch on, then airlines go out of business and they don't want that to happen. So they're suppressing
they
that
don't.
technology.
You know how much more likely I would be to go pay for a flight if they instantly teleported me? If airlines are the only people that have the teleportation technology and I don't have to wait 6 hours, the reason I will drive, I will legitimately do like a 7-hour drive, because if it's a 2-hour flight, I'm going to waste almost that much time going through security, driving to the airport, having to deal with transportation on the other end. If I knew, though, that I could just go to the airport and they could instantly teleport me, I would pay the same amount of money, the $700 or whatever the plane ticket is, but I would be much more likely to do it if I knew it would be instantaneous rather than...
Here.
Yeah.
Maybe this will help. Okay. Here's another Quora on the same topic. Why are people so dumb to believe that airplanes aren't a government conspiracy when it's clearly obvious that they're too heavy to stay in the air?
Oh, my God.
Does that help?
No, because that's the whole thing. That is the whole thing with the Wright brothers. They were like heavier than
Yeehaw.
heavier than air travel. It's not.
No,
that,
they're see the airplane's way too heavy, dude. Can't fly. Way too
but
heavy.
that's the point
where
of
the teleportation
That's
comes
the point of the wings.
wait, ready,
because
ready,
it creates a low air
Why?
pressure.
teleport.
Why is
Oh
it
my
too heavy to
God.
fly?
Metal. It's too heavy.
Why?
It's too heavy.
Why?
Take your beer,
No.
throw it in the air.
But what
it'll
is
fall back
too
down.
what does too heavy mean? Like
Too
what
heavy.
measurement are
Right.
we using?
You
You
are telling
can't.
me that if I put wings on this, it would not be able to fly because it's too heavy because it's made of metal.
But the
Yeah,
thing
too
is, like, you can launch something.
I hate you.
Fucking God. If
God.
you've got enough velocity behind something, anything can fly
That's
for
the
a
whole
certain
concept of a fucking railgun.
Guys,
Right.
guys.
Like, is
heavy.
football is football impossible because footballs are heavier than air? You can't throw a football that far? I don't understand.
And also, yeah, flying doesn't mean it's up there indefinitely. It's up there for an amount of time and it comes back down, right?
Yeah, and like airplanes
Name
don't
one
just
thing that
fly through the air by magic. They have to be propelled. Like something, they have engines for a reason. It's the forward momentum that keeps them in the air. What combined with like the
Too
air pressure. But,
heavy.
oh my God.
Mike knows he's
Oh
won
my
when he can get us to
God.
yell about this. This is making me so
Do you
angry
see
though.
why I brought this up?
And I only heard like a third of this, and I'm still fucking livid about it.
It's first off, I'm with Matt though. Like, who gains anything from
Right.
shielding teleportation technology from the world?
All they would do is make fucking millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Like that's
Billions,
all.
trillions even.
So much money. Like, no, I don't want that. I mean, I don't personally care, but I also know that
They are onto something though with that plane too heavy.
Oh, are they? God. I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night later. I'm gonna be like, airplanes are not too fucking heavy.
You're gonna come home and just yell at Kelly.
Kelly,
about this.
Kelly, I got something to say to you,
Yeah.
all right?
3 hours later, and another thing.
Was sleeping. Well,
I have one last dumb conspiracy, and I'm saying
Boat
dumb
too heavy
because-
too.
Yeah, boat don't
How do-
float.
how-
Boat
yeah.
too heavy.
Boat too heavy.
made of metal.
Boat too heavy.
Yeah.
You
You're
ever seen
telling
air
me?
float on
Yeah.
water?
You ever seen a fucking tanker ship? Man, them things is
Dude,
them
There's
things
those
is like
boats that carry boats.
yeah.
You know, like
That's
boat
that's
carry
that's
boats.
an object that's too heavy carrying objects that are too heavy.
Too heavy.
I wonder if it'd be easier just to like pull them.
Too heavy.
You're right.
You know what
I should've
else?
thought of
You
that.
know what else? My
What else?
tires on my car are filled with air. Car heavier than air. How the air holding it up?
Too heavy.
Too heavy.
Too heavy. Big tire doesn't want you to know that one either.
No.
Big Goodyear doesn't want you to.
Yeah.
If you ever realized you'd never buy tires again.
Too heavy, man. I'm telling
Too
you.
heavy.
Oh, fuck me.
I think that's gonna be my answer to every question somebody
too heavy.
asks me about something. No, it's too heavy.
Jason, I need you to do this surgery. I can't
Too heavy.
lie, It's too heavy.
It's too heavy. This is metal. This knife is made of
Yeah,
metal.
metal is heavier than my bones. Too heavy.
Yeah,
It's too heavy.
Too heavy.
I have. I got one more. I got one more conspiracy I want to bring up,
Okay.
and because this is going to transition you.
Oh yeah.
It's called the ice wall theory. Now,
Oh,
I'm on Flat Earth's actual website.
I almost
here.
mentioned this when I was talking about my.
I'm really glad you didn't because I'm glad we each have
Yeah.
like a snowy thing. So TLDR, in Antarctica, there's a 150-foot ice wall that spans miles upon miles upon miles. Like to where we don't even know where it
15
ends.
stories. That's not that big.
Yeah, but we don't know where it ends. It's too heavy.
Too heavy.
How ice float?
You got me there,
Too
Mike.
heavy.
But so this kind of contradicts the it kind of contradicts a little bit the Nazis in Antarctica, but also adds to it at the same time. So the reason I say it contradicts it a little bit is because this ice wall is surrounding a portion of Antarctica, and there's like no way to get into this portion of Antarctica. There's no like tunnels or anything attached to this. There's no holes in it. It's just a giant wall.
That's what they
So
want.
it kind of contradicts that a little bit. But here's some weird things about the ice wall. So we don't really know what's on the other side of the ice wall. There's a man named James Clark Ross, who is apparently the guy who discovered the ice wall. He is quoted by saying, "It was an obstruction of such character as to leave no doubt in my mind as to our future proceedings. For we might as well sail through the cliffs of Dover as to penetrate such a mass."
Just go over it.
It's too heavy. How? They don't have planes. They're
Yeah,
too
they can't.
heavy.
You can't launch anything
ladders,
over it.
though.
Anything that you would launch over it is too heavy.
Yeah.
Just-
It would be impossible to conceive a more solid-looking mass of ice. Not the smallest appearance of any rent or fissure could we discover throughout its whole extent, and the intensely bright sky beyond it, but too plainly indicated the great distance to which it reached southward. Now, to their credibility, this ice wall does exist. It is a thing.
Yeah.
There are videos of it. There are pictures of it. The ice wall is a thing. Allegedly, it surrounds 95% of the Antarctic coast. Now, people relate this to, I don't know if you guys have seen the photos of like that, like there's that like ice, like perfectly cut ice square in
Oh
Antarctica.
yeah, it looks
People-
like the Thing's tomb.
Yeah, people relate this to that, but that kind of thing just naturally happens. Ice, I mean, take a piece of ice at home, take like a sharp, like a knife or something, and just kind of like right in the center, it splits in two almost evenly. That's just
Yeah.
how fucking ice works and shit. Like, I don't know all the science behind it, but there you go.
Scientist Mike over here.
I know, right?
Wait.
So,
Never mind.
okay, cool. So anyway, the entire coast, I'm going to read just snippets from this article here, but the entire coast of the ice wall is not one single complete wall. However, there are actually a series of 1,000-mile long walls divided by transantarctic mountain ranges up to 11,500 feet high. The weight of the ice wall is so enormous that they have literally pressed the earth 2/3 of a mile, 1 kilometer into the earth. Under the mass forces of their own weight, the ice walls deform and drag themselves outward. Very large glaciers called ice streams flow through them continually, transporting ice from deep inland out to the sea. People have gone on to even say that these ice walls are so deep and so massive that they've kind of melded and become one with the earth underneath it.
Damn.
So
Just too
now
heavy.
the big conspiracy is the fact that we don't know what's going on with it's too heavy, dude. Yeah. The big conspiracy here is that they don't know what's going on inside of the ice wall. It has not been investigated. In fact, world governments will not allow you to go beyond a certain point in Antarctica into the ice wall.
Mhm.
They will actually prevent you. There are like security detail and
And they're stationed there year round, right?
they're not like stationed, but there's like jets and shit that come through all the time.
And they
Like,
could
they know
definitely
you're
get down
in-
there and stop you from going if they're up in the sky.
Well, they have teleportation
But
technology.
well, hold
yes.
on. What are
Right.
jets?
Oh, they're too heavy, dude. Oh my god, you're right. This
Hold
goes all the way
on.
to the top. Big Boeing. But yeah, so apparently, if you try going here, it's kind of like an Area 51 thing. Area 51 thing, where if you get too close, immediately someone pulls up in a black van. They're just like, But this is
Wait,
like
you're
a
telling me
fucking, like,
this thing wraps all the way around the fucking continents and shit, and
Allegedly.
they have enough people to detail this, like
it's
security
the
detail.
world,
this
the
thing?
world government,
Police.
the world police, the world.
Team America.
You're
yeah,
telling me
the
they
world
have
government.
enough people.
So Argentina's
what
got
I'm
people
saying.
out there. America's got people. London's got. Fuck yeah, they got enough.
You're
people.
telling me we don't have enough people allegedly to keep people from running across the southern border of the United States, but we got enough people. Well, what are we? We can't.
Yeah, because that's different. That's a distraction. So you don't think
You
about
know,
the Antarctic
to-
wall.
to
You
be
fucking
fair-
open your third
to-
fucking eye, dude.
to
Your
be-
pineal gland,
To
dude.
be fair,
It's a
how
distraction.
many-
Actually,
how many
you're
people are-
right. You're right. They're intentionally letting people over the border to create a distraction so that we don't.
You don't
have
think about the
time
wall.
to think about the ice
To be
wall.
fair, how many
You're
people
right.
are trying to come across the border here versus across the border in
Antarctica. Yeah, exactly. So flat
You don't
Earth
know.
on
I
this
don't.
on this website, wiki.tfes.org, they do have a 30-minute mini documentary video, giving some information on this, showing how there's a bunch of red tape, like bureaucracy, when you try to access this portion of Antarctica, to where basically bogs you down. There's no one there that's gonna be like, get the fuck out of here. But they're gonna bog you down with paperwork. They're gonna stop you at a certain point for like security measures and basically do everything they can besides holding a gun to you saying, don't fucking come back here.
So they're just gonna
Um,
make it really frustrating.
To the point where you can't go.
Like the DMV, where they're like, "All right, you got 2 pieces of mail that have your address on them, but we
need
need
3.
to."
Yeah, exactly. And then you
But
come
this
back
one
with 3
isn't
and they're like,
actually a
we
bill.
yeah. And then you come back and they're like, we actually need 4.
What if some dude just pulled up with like his whole life in tow? Like it's a trailer full of files and shit. They'd probably still find a way. Yeah.
Yep, they'll find a way not to do it. But another thing I want to bring up.
Well, that's too
temperatures
heavy.
are
They
thought-
can't let you through with all that.
Fuck.
So I just want to read this snippet real quick, actually. Beyond the 150-foot ice wall is anyone's guess. How far the ice extends, how it terminates, how it exists beyond it are questions to which no present human experience can reply. All we at present know is that snow and hail, howling winds, and indescribable storms and hurricanes prevail, and that is in every direction. Human ingress is barred by unsealed escarpments, a perpetual ice, and it extends farther than eye or telescope can penetrate. And it's becoming lost in a gloom
So
of
use a
darkness.
tank. I don't like.
But here's the thing. So there is
heavy,
there's
right?
one guy, too heavy. There is one guy on I saw it on Reddit. I think it's tied to this though, who says they were able to fly a drone over the wall undetected.
And we have the video, right?
Yep. Actually, I think they kind of do have video. I didn't watch it though because it's like a fucking hour-long thing, and I just
Why do you have quotes?
But anyway, so they allegedly flew this drone over the wall and they found greenery, vast greenery, which ties back to the Nazis being there
Yeah,
and using the
okay,
greenery and the
I guess.
vegetation.
Yep.
And they said that they found in there, they found greenery, they found vegetation, they found like warm pools of water. They found it to be very habitable. So I find that very interesting. And now we got to go to this fucking ice wall. Maybe that's the wall Trump has been talking about this whole time. And we just assumed he was talking about Mexico.
Well, why
Canada.
do you have to build a wall that already exists?
On top of the wall to make the wall bigger.
'Cause-
Oh,
because
okay, so
global
you can't fly
warming,
drones over it.
There's
Right.
global warming, so we have to throw ice on top of it. It's like from Futurama when they keep putting more and more ice into the water.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Thus
that, but-
solving the problem once and for all.
Yeah. It's
Fucking
like
love that
that.
show.
Yeah. Those are my dumb conspiracies though.
That's pretty great.
Ice wall. I love it. Fun.
Speaking of ice walls, would you like to talk about ice balls? Well, one singular.
Talk about ice balls. That's fucking, is that another euphemism when you don't have sex?
Yeah.
Blue balls, baby.
Blue. I'm not doing that.
Come on. Come on.
God.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna go over something called
Yeah.
the Great Ice Ball Theory or the Great Ice Ball Earth Theory. Now, I know it doesn't sound like this would be a flat Earth theory, considering the word ball is. in
Oh,
the
it all
fucking
comes
title.
back to flat Earth, bro.
Yes. So
Just like the ice wall. That's like that's how when you're flying in a plane and you're actually just making circles around the outside of the planet or of the
the disc,
fucking the disc. Yeah, the ice wall's on the outside, keeping people from
Yeah.
falling off the edge.
right? That's how you stay on.
Yep.
Well,
Flat Earth.
this
we
one.
have members around the globe.
Read that again, but slowly.
Mhm.
This takes that thought several thousand steps further, I think, because the Great Ice Ball Earth Theory basically says that our Earth is a flat or very near flat plane at the very top pole of a giant ice ball.
Why?
Now, the theory is that an asteroid impacted the very top pole, creating a warmer climate, melted a bunch of the ice and snow that was there, and basically creates If you were to look at like a circular image of our map, that's what they think this looks like. Now,
So basically, what they're saying is like it's Pluto, but like something smacked into the top of it, and we're just
Yeah.
living in like we're like the microorganisms living in a puddle.
exactly. That's
Uh.
kind of the theory. Now, I found a lot of posts on Reddit about this. None of them really had anything useful in them. There was one post.
What?
I know, fucking shocking.
You don't say.
Somebody decided, I'm going to do some math about this.
Hmm.
And they did. So they said, they asked some questions and they answered them. They go, what is the Great Ice Ball's diameter? Well, the flat Earth's diameter is measured to be about 40,000 kilometers. Okay. That's a fucking lot. That's from one end of the flat Earth to the other end.
I feel like that's not that much.
Hold on. So if the flat Earth is just sitting at the pole and there's a whole ice ball and it is big enough to make that pole look flat, and the flatness has to exist for about 40,000 kilometers. You're kind of getting
but
the
the Earth
dimensions of
doesn't-
this
No, I'm
thing?
not actually.
But the Earth doesn't look flat, so
It doesn't look flat. So there is a slight curve to it because it's sitting on the pole of this giant ice ball. Now, 40,000 kilometers as a diameter.
So wait, the Earth is on the flat Earth is on the ball.
So
Yeah.
they're
So, like,
they're
this little thing
suggesting
up
that
there?
they're suggesting that there is a perceptible curve to the Earth, but it doesn't
Yes.
it doesn't match, that it doesn't make sense to the globe Earth math.
Or more correctly, that they have said that scientific instruments, it is so gradual that they cannot detect it.
Alright.
Yeah, no.
So they think we live on Hoth.
Pretty much, yes. So we live in this little pond at the top of the world, right? This pond is about 40,000 kilometers in diameter.
Wouldn't
so
the
from one end
wouldn't
to
the
the other.
pond have to be? Wouldn't the Earth actually then have to be like concave
So
to hold all the stuff in?
or hollow.
Hollow Earth.
This ties into hollow Earth. So 40,000 kilometers across, right? Measuring, you measure the image, apply the Earth scale, yada yada yada. That's how he got to it, and he got a diameter of approximately 1.1 million kilometers.
Hmm.
That's a fuckload. Like that's if you had a list of kilometers, that's
How
too
many
many.
miles is that?
Multiply by about 3.
So 3 miles.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
Sure.
1.1 million kilometers is 3 miles.
Fucking
You got it,
Freedom.
man. You got this one.
take that metric system.
So that's the supposed size of this ice ball. Now let's say the Great Ice Ball is hollow. How thick is the shell? Well, we want some stability, so let's make the thickness about 1/3 of the flat Earth's disk's diameter. So, like the whole from all the way across, take 1/3 of that, and you get about 13,000 kilometers. That's a pretty decent thickness. From that, you get a volume of the ice shell itself of about 48.7 quadrillion cubic kilometers. The density of the ice is about 917 kilograms per meters cubed, or 917 billion kilograms per kilometer cubed. So, like, that's how many chunks of ice exist in that 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer chunks of ice, 917 billion of them. Total mass of this Great Ice Ball is 4.47 times 10 to the 28th kilograms. That is an inconceivable number.
Too big.
It's way too big. If you
too heavy.
apply the law of gravitation,
Too heavy. It can't float in space. Too heavy.
you would get the gravitational pull of about 9.81 newtons per kilogram.
Oh yeah, way too heavy.
Way too heavy. Like way too heavy.
Way too heavy.
Way too heavy. And so after this, people start like asking questions and commenting, and they say, like, well, wouldn't the gravitational force just like it wouldn't only pull like the people on the surface towards the center? If it's hollow, wouldn't it just pull the whole thing eventually? And so people said, well, no, they put titanium struts that are surrounding a
Oh my
fake black hole core. Super simple stuff. Just massive struts. And so now we're starting to get into this is where people have lost the narrative completely.
There aren't people who actually believe this, are there?
There are.
No one.
They have to be.
It's not a lot, I will say that, but there are people that actually believe this. And now we've gone from like, okay, let's create a rational explanation to no, I have to create explanations to make this.
That's
make
how all
sense.
this shit is.
100%.
You have to
It's no-
make
it's-
things
it-
infinitely more complicated than like the actual explanation to make
Occam-
any of this shit work.
Yeah. Occam's razor. Like if you need guidance, just look to Occam's razor. The simplest solution is usually correct because we are lazy fuckers, like real fucking lazy.
Hmm.
So, and this just keeps going on. People asking questions and then coming up with
It's
more
turtles
and
all the way
more.
down. It's puddles all the way down.
It's that's the last one. The last comment
okay.
is we have to remember that it's turtles all the way down underneath that.
Yeah.
So there's another conspiracy coming. It's brewing, and it's the fact that this fucking 917 billion kilogram per fucking kilometer cubed piece of ice is sitting on a giant turtle. I'm calling it now. That's the next one.
I like turtles.
God damn it. It's turtles all the way down.
Okay.
But yeah, do you guys have any questions for me? about
Teenage
this?
Too
Mutant Ninja Ice Balls. Teenage Mutant Ninja Ice
But
Balls.
that is the great ice ball theory, and I think it's hilarious because the Flat Earth Society has fucking gone all the way around full
So
circle.
now it's not
Well,
even that
it's-
the Earth is flat; it's just on a giant,
No.
a ball that's too
No,
big.
It's
the Earth
it's
is flat.
no
But is the Earth
But
not part of the snowball?
but the
It
thing is,
but that section is
the
called
thing is, for it to actually hold all the shit in, not we've gone another step further than flat, right? Because we have a globe, and the thing is, like, people who are stupid claim that there's no perceptible, like, actual curve to the Earth, so therefore it can't be spherical. So they say it's flat, right? But now we've gone another level than that, because to keep all the shit in, if we're on a puddle on top of something that's spherical, it's actually got to be concave. Like, it's
Yeah.
got to be a puddle, right? So
Well,
it's Earth
it's like
folded all the way
it's a-
around, really.
it's almost like the way they describe it's almost like the Earth is like embedded, so it keeps the ice wall theory. It's almost like we're sunk into.
Oh, so
the
they're
surface
saying
of the
it's
planet.
saying that the thing that hit this sphere just happened to create an
Yep.
impossibly flat surface.
with water and continents and stuff on a giant ice ball that's
How
supposed to
come
be
if-
hollow.
If we're on a giant ice ball, how come we don't freeze?
When have
over?
you
Why
ever
is it our
seen
little spot?
anything it occur in nature that just happens to be perfectly flat? Unless like some giant space god came by with his like fucking Dremel and just like
Right. Galactus his
Yeah.
visit and said, "You need this." No, the one of the it's actually a quote from the movie Prometheus. God doesn't build in straight lines. I'm sure it's from something else, but that's what I remember it from.
Hmm.
And like that's just how I look at this. Like, there's no random chance. You can't There is such a small possibility, and I say that because if time's infinite and everything has possibility to happen, then everything will happen 100% of the time. However, I really don't think we are ever going to see a straight line created in nature, like a perfect scenario, perfect circle, perfect everything, so that like Matt's saying, it's either got to be concave to keep everybody in. Yeah, you're doing that. This is man-made. Anyway, it has to be concave, or it has to be perfectly flat, and it has to have edges that keeps it all in.
it's like somebody like hole punched the side of the sphere.
Exactly. Yes.
Like,
100%.
Okay.
But do they explain why? Like, if we're on this massive ice
Mhm.
ball and we're just a speck on it,
Yeah.
how is that speck not frozen over?
Because the asteroid that impacted created a warm climate, and on top of that, there is a star that circles the edge of the
oh,
ice
you got to
wall,
be fucking kidding me.
and it keeps everything inside lit up, and that's why you can always see the sun on Earth, because it is rotating around the edges of this this puddle in this giant ice ball.
Hmm.
Simple, really.
it's elementary.
How's the sun stay up there? Too heavy.
Too heavy. Well, it's made of light, man. It's not made of metal.
No.
He's got you there. Yeah.
fair
It's
enough.
just a spotlight. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
Actually,
metal.
if you want, honestly, if I'm being honest, the sun is just a projection. It's not real. It's a hologram.
It could be coming
It's a
from
Russian.
Earth.
It's a Russian hologram. Yeah, it's all staged. It's just mirrors and shit.
And I'm sure they'll nail the details of this theory down as they discover them and find out the truth about it. But as it's all we have to do is guess, right?
As they
now.
do
Mhm.
tests, verifiable
Right.
tests with math. To back that
like
up.
that fucking light, the
Like
light
the- yeah,
test
the
that was
laser.
done. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's my
And he's
favorite.
trying to
That's my
prove it.
favorite fucking thing ever.
and he still goes.
He's
"Huh,
like,
well, I don't know why
he's
that
like,
happened."
huh? If the Earth is round, you should be able to move it 3 feet higher, and it'll go through it. Move it 3 feet higher. What's happening? It's going through it, huh?
Huh?
I don't know. I don't know why that's happening. fucking stupid.
Yep.
Oh
it's
my
really
god.
bad. Well,
That's all I got.
yeah, that's our journey. Everybody on these just stupid conspiracies. I will admit though, out of all of them, I mean, I'm just kidding. I love all of these.
They're so good.
They're so because like they're stupid to like actually believe in, except like the Pope audience hall one. That one I think has a little validity to it. Like I think the symbolism is there on purpose. I don't know if it's like the Pope is the devil or whatever, but
I
I
don't know
think
if-
the symbolism is there on purpose.
I don't know if this is my Catholic schooling as I was younger to also agree with you there, but like that's a lot of coincidence there.
Yeah, and the Nazis in Antarctica, I think there might be. I think that there is possible that there is a little bit of truth to that as well. Like they probably did go out to Antarctica just to hide out, like they're ducking the cops. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I would not be surprised if they did that.
duck
at
into
one
a
point.
cul-de-sac real
You
quick.
don't
Yeah,
think that
I
we
would not
ever?
be
Well,
surprised.
I guess like shit like thaws and refreezes and stuff and could have covered it up. But I would think that like at some point somebody would have stumbled across like, oh, this used to be
feel-
like something somewhere someone was hiding out.
I feel
I
like
don't
there's a
even-
satellite image somewhere.
I don't even necessarily have to say that I believe that they like posted up there, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did take U-boats
And just
into
like hang out,
the Antarctic Ocean. Was like we're gonna lie low for like a
They
week.
were known
You know
for
what I mean?
those.
or just like
Yeah,
hid under
yeah.
the ice. I guess.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like just kind of hit out, and they're like, all right, we're just gonna chill here for a week till
They
the
said-
feds,
they
the
said
fuzz
that-
dies down.
it's Saddam Hussein to
Yeah.
just way before him.
Yeah, but yeah, I love all this shit. This shit is so fascinating to me because
Oh,
the
yeah.
amount of hoops you have to jump through for it, and the amount of like wild things you have to do is just. I love
The
it. I
mental
love it so
gymnastics.
much.
Honestly, that should be an Olympic sport.
It's
mental gymnastics.
They're very fun ideas.
Oh yeah,
Like if you were to write like sci-fi novels about this shit,
I'm all over
super
it.
fun. But the fact that people actually believe in a lot of this shit is what kind of takes me out of it. You know,
Like, oh, people are.
if this could like a giant ice ball thing, it's a kind of a cool little sci-fi concept, you know? Kind
I'd
of
watch that
interesting.
show.
I'd watch that show. That's interesting. But for people to actually sit there and be like, actually, we're on an ice ball, and they actually believe
There's-
that, I feel kind of bad for you.
There's I don't, and like without even getting to the flat earthness of it all, there is a concerning amount of people on social media who believe that NASA just makes shit up.
Never a
like,
straight answer, dude.
I
Never a
have
straight answer.
seen a lot of that sentiment just like randomly on like Instagram videos of like shit from space.
Yeah.
Like
Mm.
like
Oh.
footage from probes and stuff. Yeah, look at any of those, you will find a comment with several likes on it that's like,
Well, this is good
NASA be
CGI.
lying.
Yep, it's all never a straight answer, dude. NASA's making everything up.
Concerning.
I do think
concerning.
NASA hides images from the public because
Huge, if true.
Just like the giant
Um,
face that's on the other side of the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're not ready
My
for
God,
that.
it's
ju-
jeez.
it's just Andros.
Yeah. Oh my God, no, it's the moon from Majora's Mask. We just turned. It
Oh
around.
God, yeah.
No, it's the one from Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah, just
The man that lives in the moon.
just screaming.
He's threatening me.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on this stupid trip. It's been great. I want to say go ahead and find us on all of our socials. We're either Don't Look Under the Internet or DelutiPod everywhere. Just look us up on any social you're on. Odds are we're there too. I want to give a shout out to Ghoulish Mortals
Hell yeah.
over in St. Charles, horror store.
Did you
super
ever go pick my
awesome.
mask up?
We should go pick your mask.
we should go pick your mask.
I totally forgot about
I
that.
forgot about that too.
Whoops. Warwick, please don't throw that away.
Warwick's probably like, man, they were real concerned about this in the moment.
Yeah,
They didn't
right.
give a shit.
Undefined Graphics, Mike Lowy.
Mike
for
Lowy.
our logo. And then I just want to shout out to our Patreon, patreon.com/DelutiPod, and our website, deluti.com. Send us an email if you ever want to get in contact with us. It's delutipod@gmail.com. And if you biggest conspiracy, your dad loves you. Huh? Oh, got him. No, your dad loves you, and go love a dad out there. Tell him hi from me. Boom.
While you're loving them.
Oh, you're loving him. Jason, what do you got to say?
As always, I mean, what better time than now to stay fucking paranoid? What are they hiding from us?
What are they
what
hiding?
don't they want us to know?
Oh my God, that's a
That's
good
it.
one. I like that. That's a good one. Mutulu. What do you have?
But
Mutulu.
the
Mutulu.
stinker in the taint
We got to figure out
crack.
what that's
gooch.
Was that on an episode or a bonus? I don't remember.
I don't remember
that's
now either.
We're
It
gonna
was,
have to find
it was a week we did a bonus. I know that.
We're gonna have to look. Someone
Yeah.
someone help us.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Somebody will tell us.
Yeah. I'm
Bye
sure.
everybody. Have a blessed day. And yeah,
We love you, maybe.
maybe.
Don't look under the internet.